But anyway, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, aliens from another planet, otherwise solitary confinement human beings from around the globe. You are a captive audience this evening, so you're all mine. Well, not exactly all mine, because I am joined by K9 334, who is otherwise known quite easily as Kyle. Evening.
How's it going?
Not so bad, not so bad. Coping with life, I think. So this should be quite interesting. yeah, something like that. We were going to call this the COVID-19 United Nations Trophy, but we looked at the acronym and thought it was a bit wrong. So, in the interest of discretion and cleanliness and keeping everything good, and PG, we decided not to. So it's not that, okay? So don't be saying that to anyone. Well, unless you don't like them. In the meantime, we shall be whizzing around Long Beach, preferably not hitting too many walls, in various GT cars. I'll let my good man Kyle explain exactly what's going on. There, that's putting you in it, isn't it?
Okay, so we've got our first race here. I think we are missing 2 people. I'm just going to check once this lobby loads back up, but I think we were short 2 people, which is a pity. So that means 2 of the teams will be only 3-car teams tonight instead of the 4 cars that is supposed to be in each team.
Yeah, well, at least that doesn't prevent them point scoring, thankfully. But...
Yeah, so I'll explain as we go through the night how that's going to work, or in time. But basically, it's not going to have a huge impact on team points. So the teams will still all have a shot at competing.
That's cool. Because the one thing that's different about this, and again, obviously, if we get anyone watching who doesn't know, is mainly there is no individual driver championship. There is no individual title to be won here. It's all about the team.
This is purely a team championship.
Yeah. There is no me in team. Well, actually, there is if you think about it, because there is an M and there's an E, but there's no I.
Okay, so let's just do a quick run through of the drivers so everyone can see here. Cool. So we've got Kenny Ship here in the Cadillac. He's in the number... Just getting my list of numbers here. He's the number 84 Cadillac tonight.
In
this silver, green, and black car up on the screen.
Not a pink Cadillac of the fame, of course.
No. But anyone that's watched our streams before, and there's anyone from our community, you'll know Kenny. He's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he's a pretty proficient guy, to be fair. I think that's probably
he knows how to drive for sure. I'm guessing he'll be one of the drivers here to get some of the fastest times tonight. That's usually his style.
Yeah, I think I'd expect him to be top 3 in qualifying. There you go. I've stuck my neck out there, haven't I?
I don't know.
It's going to be close, you know.
We'll go through the list and then we'll say. But he definitely will be in the top 5, I'll say.
Yeah, he'd be there or thereabouts. There's quite a few people.
So Kenny is from the UK. So next there, sitting in the pits now, we've got Berries. So this is the team captain of the Cadillac team. He's in the matching livery number 85. Also, he's a long-time member of Race Space. He's competed in quite a few of our series so far. He's also generally very fast. He can swap between cars and be pretty much equally as fast than any.
Yeah, he's pretty comfy in most, isn't he?
I'm expecting him to do quite well tonight.
Could be quite close between a few, in all honesty.
Between him and Kenny, they're definitely going to be close, and they're just teammates.
Yeah, I know, and that's before you start bringing anyone else into the equation.
There he comes. In fact, he looks like he's merging there just ahead of his teammate.
Yeah, they're going to mould into one car.
There we go. There's 2 teammates there.
You realise now they've got the car numbers in the mirrors. That was a good start for oh no, I think his teammate was just letting him through there.
Yeah. So Barry's he's a South African and he's the team captain for the series for the Team Cadillacs.
Can't fault it. And then
next here on the list we've got a list moving around a bit. There's Ratek there just set the top time. Let's go to Ratek.
First one in, and M3.
He's also a British member of ours. He's also one of our long
Serving. He's got a long service medal.
Serving. Yeah.
He would have been my team captain if I'd have raced.
Yeah, this is your team.
Yeah, exactly. If I'd have had a wheel and been able to race. Yeah, he's pretty. Again, this car is, if I can say this at this point, this car is one of those that a lot of people don't tend to use, me included. I don't think Ratek had used it much either. But oh, that's weird. I hate ghosting. It just looks weird. But again, I don't think it's a car that he'd use a lot. But it's actually not a bad vehicle. It's not a bad car.
I also thought that when we put the series together, basically all of these cars were chosen because most of them don't get used that often. They're not the
they're not the Ferrari, Audi type things. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, but and what's quite interesting is they're all very similar stats compared to like some of the other cars in the categories.
Yeah, they tend to be the bigger boys of the GT3 clan, don't they?
Yeah, the BM is actually the heaviest of all the cars on the track.
You'd think it'd be the Bentley though, wouldn't you, or the GTR, wouldn't you?
Bentley definitely looks a lot bigger, but the BM is actually the heaviest.
German engineering, you see.
Yeah, it's all that important stuff they put in their cars.
Yeah, don't know what it is though.
Yeah, so he's there in the number 96 BM, and that's Ratek, British member.
And then they're all going to mess up the order now, aren't they?
In top here now is Marius. He's in Team Bentley. He's South African. I saw him drive these for the first time last night. He was doing some practice in one of our practice sessions.
Yeah, 17 together, wasn't it? 17.3 was it he did?
Yeah, he was setting 17s quite comfortably. So he's probably, if we go by last night's times,
he's going to be there with that.
Probably be setting the fastest.
Yeah, he's going to be sat there. I think one of his teammates just decided to say hello to a tyre bale, just as he just did then. I know, that's why I went, oh! It's like
two Bentleys. He's also stopped there now on the side. Straight to the pits.
Kiss of death,
number
isn't
17
it?
there.
Yeah, not sexy in 17 for Marius, though.
Okay, BT in the Nissan. We got our first Nissan here.
Yay! So, let's see it for the GTR.
BT, he's in the number 23 Nissan tonight. Nissan in their white and red colours. There's only one Nissan that's not in the white and red colours, as there wasn't.
It's a blue one, isn't it? Is that the blue?
He's a white and blue one, but we'll get to him soon.
Yeah, and they're all number 75, I think. Or something like that, apart from his, which is 23.
So the BT, he's a South African.
You know him quite well, don't you?
Yeah, he's my brother, actually.
I know, that's why I said it.
He lives in Bahrain, actually, so he's on Bahrain internet.
Which is probably better than yours.
Now that the wax cable's broken, probably.
Oops, you nearly said hello to the tyres.
He can be pretty quick sometimes. Sometimes he surprises people, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do tonight in that Nissan.
I have raced with him a couple of times.
From what I've seen personally with these cars, the Nissan seems like it could be a bit of a dark horse. Like it's
an awesome car. It's brilliant. I love it to death.
It's quite a difficult one to get used to in the beginning, I think.
If you can get the traction right in the corners, this thing can. It's in another world. I know people who set like GT3 records using this car. So if you can set it up right, it's a beast. It really is. But you've got to get it right. If you don't get it right, it's not that great. But then again, what is great if you don't get it right?
I think that's what we're going to see tonight. I know that the guys in the Nissans have been struggling a little bit from the ones that I've been watching. But hopefully their luck changes.
The circuits will even out over. If you look at, I mean, obviously you know because you did it. But if you look at the races, the circuits that are there, they're done for a reason, aren't they? I.e., to try and give every car a chance, because all these cars have got much of a muchness and balance of performance. However, there is a difference in certain parts of that performance individually, but it all collected, it becomes reasonably even.
Yeah, for sure.
But certain circuits suit certain cars better.
Yeah, definitely.
So we've got our first 17 anyway with Kenny.
So now I'm just checking that I haven't missed anyone as we go down here. We're on Jarito now, another BMW driver. Jarito is a new member to the community.
Yeah, he seemed a nice guy as well. Seemed a really good guy. We had a good chat.
He's a South African as well. He's in the number 176 PM.
And he's just done something really weird. He's just missed a corner, hasn't he? We're giving everyone a kiss of death here, mate.
It's the commentator's curse.
Oh, man. But he's doing the right thing. He's sticking over there. He's letting the guys on the flyers go, which is, I always like to see that.
No need to fight during the qualifying here.
Oh, but I always like to see good track etiquette. That's something I'll never get bored of seeing.
Yeah.
It's always
good. Okay, so, but it'll be interesting to see how he does, because I haven't seen him take part in any of our series before. So
no, he seemed, when we did a practice, he's an unknown quantity in that respect. Is that fair to say? But he's
yeah, for sure.
For me, what I saw of him, he looked quite steady, and I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I mean that in a good way. He
seems like a good guy. Him and I think Ratek have been getting on pretty well as teammates.
Yeah, we had some good chats early doors, swapping all setups and things, until obviously I didn't have a wheel and I couldn't race. Sorry, have I mentioned that? but no, he seemed. We all had slightly different knowledge, so between the three of us, we could maybe put half a car together. So I think he'll do all right. I think he'll do pretty good, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he'll do well. As you can see, Kenny there, just as we're looking, Kenny's gone back. He's on top now, how we sort of thought it was going to go.
Yeah, he's our first 17. But at the end, there's only 62,000 in it between him and Marius. Berries is only less than half a second on that. And I always think they're all going to put in their proper hot laps in the last minute, aren't they? They're all going to try and sneak it. This is another one. Sure. Again, we give him the kiss of death here.
Yeah, straight to the pits again. But so now we're on to TK Bear. He's also been with us for a while. He takes part usually in the Rally Fighters series. I haven't seen much of him in many of the other series. But
he is quite quick.
He's pretty quick from what I've heard in other communities and things like touring cars, but I've never seen him in a GT car. So.
No, true, but his driving style should suit. I think if you can do touring cars quite well, I think you can assimilate into these quite reasonably.
Yeah. So just something to note here is TKB, he isn't actually one of the permanent drivers that signed up. He's actually filling in tonight for Gary, who couldn't join us tonight for reasons unknown.
He's got coronavirus. So no. No, we don't wish that on him.
Let's not wish that on anybody.
No, he won't have that.
So Kebe is there in the 177 car, it should be.
Yeah.
See what he can do. Let's just see him take a corner here.
Which, to all those uninitiated, is 2 treble 20s and a treble 19.
So he's a British driver as well, just to give everyone an idea.
Yeah, Matt's a good guy. Again, another Matt, but we won't wipe our feet on him, will we?
We're on to another Nissan, Ballistic. Ballistic is in number 35.
Oh, it's 35, is it? It certainly is, you're correct. Oh, and he's another one who wants to say hello to the tyres.
Whoever we choose tonight on the cameras, they're going into the tyres. So Ballistic, he's been around. His PS name for a while was Gavin. Gavin's his real name.
Yeah, it sounds a lot more sedate than Ballistic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, what's your name? Death Kilowatt. But what's your real name? John.
I think I've heard some people pronounce it Ballistici.
Ah.
But so
that sounds more like Belarusian or something, doesn't it? Well,
yeah, he's a South African member though.
Yeah, he's going to be Ballistic. That's what he's called from now on, anyway.
And we've seen him in a few races so far, and he's a good guy. So let's see. We haven't seen much practice from him though. He's been busy with some other series that have just finished up to allow him to race here.
But at
so
least
it's
that
going to
way
be interesting to see where he places.
He's obviously doing plenty of racing, which even though it might not be in this car, it's still going to be. He's still going to be okay. He's still going to be quite decent, I would imagine.
For sure.
I think they all will, in all fairness.
I'm just gonna check here. I think somebody's moved up here. I think Bajny. There we go.
Yeah.
Bajny is a new member. We've raced some rally and he's going to join us in the rally fight as it's starting soon as well.
Yeah, right. I know of him from previous.
Republic.
I know of him from previous as well, and he is quite decent.
He's pretty fast. He told us the first time we ever got in a practice session with him in this game that he didn't play it much and he was beating everyone. So
yeah, he's more done the rally type thing previously, but he's obviously he's into the GT as well. So look, if you can race a rally car, you can race anything.
I think he pretty much can. I don't know with setups and stuff if he's comfortable yet, but I know that he's pretty quick just generally. So
and that's again, you just hit on another really top part of having a team championship rather than an individual, because again, you've got people who know more, people who don't know as much, and then you can. The guys that don't know are going to learn. We're down to the last 20 seconds, by the way, so these are going to be people's last laps.
Okay, so let's go quickly through just to make sure we've got everyone here. So we've done there. So we've got TTV Alienzo, new member.
Who's called Enzo. His name is Enzo. I know.
Yeah. It's quite a rhymey, it's got a ring to it, that name, Alienzo. He's there in the...
What's he in?
78 Bentley.
Yeah, 7. Good old green.
HVD, he's in Cadillac in number...
Oh, we've just done it to him as well, haven't we? Straight to the tyre bale.
HVD number 80.
He's going to get called Hood Sand.
We got Rock there. He's team captain for the Nissan team for the series in the number 22 Nissan.
He's just sitting there admiring the view at the moment. Or getting sunbathed.
HVD and Rock, both South Africans as well.
Yeah, and then you got
PRX. It looks like Pressure, but it could be PRX. So we don't really know what to call him yet. But
we're going to call him Pressure because otherwise we might get sued by people. It could be dangerous.
He is in the only blue Nissan, so that should be interesting.
We just lost Jack, by the way.
Oh shit. That's going to be a game changer.
Yeah, we just lost him. I just saw him disappear.
Okay, so just looking through the list there of where people have.
You look at that. Kenny's actually slower than Berry's in the first sector. Berry's is faster in the first 2 sectors, but Kenny burns out of the sector 3. Kenny makes it all back and a bit more besides. That's interesting.
It is very interesting. It seems like Berries is a lot quicker than anyone there in that first sector.
In the first sector, he's certainly got the run on everybody. Sector 2 is pretty close for a lot of people. Sector 3 is Kenny's. I'm reckoning that's all in the last corner from the old rally driving bit. I'm not saying Berries can't do that either, but that's Kenny. I'd be interested to see during the race what Kenny's trajectory is around that tight last corner, because that's where I reckon he makes the time.
We'll have to keep an eye on it. But there you can see everyone's flags as well next to their names, so you can see I wasn't lying. Okay, let's get on with the race, guys. It's unfortunate that we've lost somebody.
Yeah, I think we lost. I don't know. Did we lose 2 there?
Did we lose more than 1?
Yeah, I thought didn't we lose Jericho as well? Yeah, because I'm just looking on Discord as well. They look like they've killed each other somehow. So whether that's
so it should have been a lineup of 16 drivers tonight. I know that we were missing Kamenachi. He's a Japanese member of ours. He has got quite a hectic time zone difference. It's not usually like him to miss a race, but
it's usually early hours of morning for him, isn't it? Bless him. And he does that pretty good.
I think he usually doesn't miss anything, but
these are different times, aren't they?
We can forgive him now and again for sleeping in, I suppose. Who have we got missing as well?
We got two, Jerry Tomon, and have we got? Are we missing Jerito and Jack? Jerito and Jack. Yeah,
I'm going to count up the cars now. We were already missing Shadow. He didn't join tonight for some reason.
I can see on Discord the two of them are typing on Discord, so I know that those are the two we're missing.
So we've got
12 currently still
on my
here.
List here as I'm going through. So we're missing Chirito, you said. So Chirito, and Shadow, missing Kamenachi.
Because obviously of the two that were, Shadow and Kamenachi weren't here anyway, so we only had 14. But obviously
so we're down to 2 Bentleys.
Yeah, Jack
down
and Jerito.
To 2 BMs.
So he's asking on Discord. He's just asking on Discord with a question mark. Is there a way to restart? I'm not sure if there is. The only way you could do that is a parade lap, but I don't know whether that's doable, if I'm honest. And it makes it a bit awkward, doesn't it?
Yeah, with the stream live and everything.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to do. I'm just gonna reply to him on Discord because I've got my keyboard in front of me and it makes it easier for me. So you just want me to say
like
sorry, can't.
Technical error,
it's just like a blown engine or something like that, isn't it? I'm just gonna put sorry guys. That's a bit of that's a killer for them.
We do it for one, and then you got to do it for everyone if it happens to them.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. And before you know it, it's the time constraints and everything else. So I've just put sorry guys, cannot restart.
Okay, I'm just counting up to make sure who we've got here.
Oh, wrong emoji. I've just put a laughing emoji. That's not the right one. Edit.
So we're down to 2. What have we got here? We're missing 2 more people now. Now we've got 10 drivers only.
I reckon we might have to do. So there's only one Bentley. Hang on. We might not have a choice here. If we have to, we have to.
Did people leave or? I'm not.
No, I think
sure.
I tell you what. Let me just put on here. Hang on. Here's a contingency. Here's a thought. Oh, I'm just trying to type something. If everybody retires, right, we can keep a tab on the order, right? So I can type that order out, or I can take a screenshot. We can do one parade lap.
We're down to 1 Bentley. Okay, guys, we're gonna do a restart here.
Yeah. So we could do it that way. If they all retire, because you can speak to them as well, can't you?
Yeah, it's hard now with them splitting the groups. Hold on, let me just go speak to them. You take over the stream.
That's okay. Don't worry, I'll carry on here. Don't worry, I'll hold the fort. So, guys, obviously, with live streaming and live things, sometimes little disasters happen. Things go a bit pear-shaped. So what we're going to try and do, obviously, while I'm still here, we're just going to try and obviously get Kyle to speak to the guys who have already started. It is awkward, it's not great, but when you lose people like this, it's a bit of a bummer. Obviously, because it's a live stream, it's difficult sometimes to restart races, but because you set a precedent and it's not always the best thing sometimes. However, would you be happy if you somehow discoed before the start of a race? I probably wouldn't be. It has happened. It's probably happened to all of us, but it's a bit of a duff one if it's a league. So we will see what's going to happen here, but we should be able to. I think the guys might kind of realise what's going on, because it's getting a bit weird out there on the track. So what really needs? Yeah, I think they know now. Well, there's a little bit of friendly tapping from 2 teammates there, but yeah, hopefully that word will get round. Hopefully, what most of the guys will do, if they realise, the ideal thing for them all to do is to retire back into the pits. If they retire back into the pits, then effectively that ends the race. by default. Everyone retires into the pits. They won't lose points after license if licensing is on, because I forgot to ask Kyle if it is, but it probably is. So if everyone retires, you haven't left the lobby, you don't lose points, and I'm hoping that's what everybody does. I know one or two have, or if they might choose to leave the session, I don't know, but I'm hoping that's not what happens. Barney might have had to do that because obviously he was stuck. So effectively, if they retire, then we can do a restart then. So if I just put retire to the pits, and then obviously the people that got kicked out should be able to rejoin us, and that would hopefully give us a chance to do that. Failing that, we might have to set up another lobby if it comes to it. Don't you just love it when this happens, eh? It's sod's law. You just know these things are going to happen. I mean, obviously you've still got some of the guys running around. I don't know whether they're just doing that for a bit of practice or what, but we'll find out soon enough. I think some of the guys have obviously got the idea, and then we'll see what we can do. But obviously we will get this show on the road. But yay, it's in the spirit of live streaming and live racing. It's all good. You can't even make this stuff up, can you? It's one of those things. So I think what we're going to do, as obviously you can see, I think the word's going to be, we'll probably have a new lobby setting up. We might do, and again I'm just tempting this from the time perspective, we might do a quick 5-minute quali and just see what happens. Because you could do like a one-shot qualifying, basically, where you just do an outlap and a quickie, just do a hot lap, and it's just a one-shot quali, which I like anyway. I quite like that as an idea. I think it's pretty good sometimes to do it that way, and it can work quite well. Obviously not when it's raining, because you get an advantage if you go out first, don't you? Because you get a better track. You go out last, it's not so good. But like I say, I don't think they have too many problems like that at Long Beach, do you? You've probably got more chance of getting a really, really bad suntan. Or in my case, get burnt to a crisp. I don't get suntanned, I just turned into a lobster. Apart from the squeaky high voice though, because yeah, I'm older than that and certain things have happened in. Anyway, this is turning me to drink. I'm just downing a bit of Pepsi Max. Good old wholesome healthy stuff. No sugar Pepsi Max as well there. So Pepsi, you've just heard me say your name. That's got to be worth £1 million, eh? A fat chance of that. Okay, so race 1 kind of didn't happen, but at least we got a decent qualifying, didn't we? Everyone got a decent practice in, so hopefully now, like I say, I'll just wait for absolute from Kyle with regards to what we're going to do here. I would have thought that we might do a one-shot qualifying with, as I said before, one out lap and one hot lap. A quick 5-minute quali. That's why hopefully we can then not be too impinged on the time. It doesn't matter to me, it's not a problem for me, but you know, for some people it might be different, especially when they're in different parts of the world to me, because I'm in Wales. I'm an Englishman, but I live in Wales and I'm called Scott. Some people would say that's Irish, but hey, what do I know? But I think word's getting through. It's sometimes difficult because some people mute their headsets and stuff like that when they're racing. Unlike me, I can just talk all day, hence my name. If you don't know it already, then you'll be surprised to know that I'm called Motormouth. Funnily enough, it's because I never stop talking, which is quite handy when you're doing something like this, because I can just babble all day about all sorts of codswallop. I was going to say bollocks, but I thought I better not. It's before the 9 o'clock watershed, so I'll use the word codswallop, and we'll just see what goes. But eventually, we will get Long Beach going. It will be Long Beach in every sense of the word, won't it? But let's hear it for the Project Car servers, eh? Let's No, forget giving the NHS a round of applause. We'll give the Project Car servers a round of applause.
Okay. Back. Sorry
just
about
when
that.
Just when you thought it was safe, he's back. Are you going to do? I mean, I probably tempted fate now. I was going to say of two options. Either if we had a screenshot of where the original qualifying positions were, we could do that and do a parade lap. Or would you prefer to do like a 5-minute, set up a new lobby, and do like a 5-minute one-shot qualifying, as in one out lap and one hot?
So there's not going to be any qualifying. We're going straight into a race. The guys should be ready for it.
So you're just going to do it randomly.
We're gonna do a manual formation lap. So it's going to actually start that everyone's lined up on the grid.
Yeah.
So
you've got the grid order, have you?
Own formation. I've got it. I'm going to send it through to the guys as the lobby's loading. Yeah, I'm just creating the new lobby.
I was going to say, if you wanted to give it me, I'd type it out on Discord for people so they could see it. But if you're all right anyway.
Yeah, I'll do it as it's loading.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I'm just going to.
Well, I said it was going to be one of those two options from the time perspective, because they were the two obvious ones that. Would be,
yeah, sorry guys, I just had to change settings as well and find everybody because everybody's gone off into their own areas.
Because obviously they've dropped off the. See, if everyone had just retired and gone into the pits, it would have been easier. But everybody doesn't know that, do they?
Yeah, finding people in different countries.
He's just wandering around finding like loads and loads of people.
Okay, I'm going to send you another invite now.
No worries.
It'll probably help.
Yeah, otherwise it'll be a bit quiet.
At least the stream will see what's going on.
This is true, otherwise you can just imagine it, which would be a bit weird.
Yeah. Close your eyes so far, guys.
Yeah, just as the song used to go back in the day. Why don't you pretend? Anyway, I'm going to jump out of here and jump into somewhere else where you'll meet me exactly the same and sounding the same and just being a few seconds older. Does that mean I'm a time traveller? I don't know. I'll see you in a minute. We'll see. You get some like weird little like jumping blobs now, don't you? Did they get the jumping blobs? I don't know. Yay. We did have two people before. Was that you and me? Probably. oh, Shadow Britain. He's just appeared.
Yeah, he seems like he might appear now.
He's just said, "Oh dearie me." Well, he didn't actually. He said, "Oh shit."
A little bit late.
Yeah. I bet the dozy arse forgot about the 1 hour. No, actually, we would have been an hour earlier. The race would have been over by now, wouldn't it? Before that.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's...
Sorry to everybody watching the stream. We're just organising here again.
That's alright.
This is why we don't like to do a restart, but
it can be a pain in the bum.
Some people didn't really know what was going on and they left the lobby and
yeah, you couldn't just do it from
just
there.
Starting again. But whatever happens this time, you can be guaranteed it's going through.
You gotta go. Everyone gotta go. Yeah. Yeah, it's alright. Ryan's putting that up there as well. That's okay. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Okay, I'm just gonna make us.
So you're gonna be able to speak to them and let them know what the running order is on the formation lap, yeah?
Yeah, I can do that. So just let me know when they're all in here.
Right, I've got 10 at the moment, so I'm waiting for. Let's see. Just wait for everybody to come in because we had 12 before, and we got Shadow Britain in now, so that should be 13. We should have. So we got Alienzo who needs to come back in.
We were 14 earlier.
Yeah.
Missing 2, so we should be 15.
Yeah.
At
so
least.
We are. Yeah. Of course we Shadow. Yeah, we should be. Excuse me. Let's have a look. Let's just make sure. Well, it's worked for Shadow. Here you go. We just had Enzo and Ballistic coming back in. So let's just make sure. So that's 13. We are. Is Kenny in? Yeah, Kenny's there. Go get Kenny. That's my worst South Park voice ever. But I need to kick in the nuts to be able to speak like that properly. Jerry Toe's in, so we're 14. Who are we missing? Oh, I hate it when you're trying to find one person. Oh, Matt. Is Matt in? Care Bear? I can't see down the bottom.
Sure.
Can't see down the bottom. Is he one of the two? No, he's not. No, he's
he's not in yet. So we're just missing Kebe.
Yeah, he's the only one that we're missing. At least we know what we're missing. Let's see. Is he on your list? If not,
he is on my list. I'm just gonna get there now.
What I say, he might be coming back. Yeah, let's just. Yeah. Are you? Just to confirm, I'm assuming this is correct, but are you going to say there's no overtaking before the start-finish line? The leader can go on the last corner, but nobody can overtake before the start-finish line. Is the usual thing. I don't know whether that's how you're going to run it. It's to stop people jumping it.
For the rolling start.
Yes, it's to stop people jumping it.
So it's going to randomize where people start on the start line. So they're going to use the first lap to organize themselves into their qualifying positions.
Yeah.
And that was Kenny at the front, so he'll be holding the pace.
Yeah. And then is it go in the last corner? Go in the final corner?
Yeah, it's go as soon as you cross the line. It's all systems go.
Yeah. So you're going to do it. You're going to do it from obviously from start finish line. Trundle down to start finish line. As soon as Kenny hits that, bang. We'll just have to probably just be snake-eyed for people jumping it a bit, because some people do that. I've seen enough of it done. Because if anyone tries to overtake before the start-finish line, that's going to be a stewards and a penalty. Because that's an illegal overtake.
Looking through cars here to check. It looks like everyone's ready.
Matt's in. 15 in. Happy days. Oh well. I suppose the good thing is we gained somebody. We're only one down on a full complement, so let's get the positive out of it. So yeah, like you're saying, don't launch off the grid.
Okay.
Ryan's just explaining the rudiments of exactly how we're doing, but this is take 2.
Take 2, and the final take.
Yes, deja vu. Yeah, haven't we been here before?
Yeah.
It seems not.
I'm just gonna write out who goes where in what position. I'll be busy loading.
Yeah, just so you got the tab on it. So basically, what they're going to do is, in order to gain position, the guys are just going to single file on the left-hand side, leave the right-hand side free for those who need to get into position. They've got a whole lap in which to do it, so they don't all have to panic. That's one thing that sometimes people go, it's like, oh, I've got to get to there. It's like, whoa, you've got like a minute or so, mate. Take it easy. No, it's not a marathon, but it's a longish race. It's not a sprint. No, in order to finish first you must finish.
So this obviously now means Shark, who was a bit higher up in the standings before he DC'd, he still DC'd before the end of qualifying, so he will be starting at the back.
Yeah, and Jerry Toe as well went, so the two of them went.
Yeah, Jerito is also missing from this, so he will also be at the back.
Yeah, and then you've got Shadow Britain, who didn't qualify anyway, so I would say Shadow Britain's going to be 15th.
He'll be right at the back,
yeah. I think Jerito went first and took Jacques with him. So that would be Jerito 14, Jacques 13, by my take. Because I think that's the order that they went in. I think Jacques was the second of the two to disconnect.
Just let me know when we get in the race there. I'm just busy on another screen.
Right, we're all here sat. So they're all here sat and ready to go. Hang on a minute. Ryan's just putting something up there. He's saying I'm in the wrong car. Don't worry about it, mate. It's forgivable, that, because he's been trying to help out in other stuff.
What car is he in?
I don't know. Hannes. We haven't got Hannes. He's saying, can I get an invite? Does that mean we got a full comp? Have we got a full comp then?
We shouldn't do, because we're still missing Comanacci, aren't we?
Yeah, because Hannes is saying, can I get an invite? Hang on a minute. What have we got here? I've only got 13 down here. Or is it only showing me 13 on the listing? I can only see 13 names.
Check now. I'm just writing this out here.
Yeah, it looks like right. Same restart. I think we're gonna have to. Yeah, no, yeah. We've lost. Yeah, we've lost Barsney and we've lost 2 people.
Restarting all night.
We've lost 2 people. I'll tell you what. Get them to bollocks. There's no
more restarts, guys.
Nah, it's gonna have to be. Yeah, so we've lost Barsney. Sorry if that sounds horrible. I've just put no, just to be quick. So obviously, all we need now is the guys to just move over and make space. So unfortunately we've lost 2 guys, but that must be down to their internet or something. Otherwise, I know it sounds horrible, but you can't. I would hate it if I was missing a race, but it's just, hey, it's unfortunate. It's one of those things. It really can't be helped, and it is nasty. It is horrible. But
right.
So I mean, Jacques is saying, can we do it? He's typing again.
Yeah,
to be honest,
we're just gonna keep doing it and keep doing it. We can't do it again. Sorry, guys.
It does become difficult.
We're already an hour past what.
Right. Jacques said I didn't press ready because of Ryan. So is he out as well? We're down to 10. Jesus, they've all retired and shit.
Yeah, but that's what happened last time. The guys have got to ready up, you know.
I know, they got to. That's not the start we wanted.
Because now it's going to take the same amount of time.
Right, I'll tell you what, humour me.
Yeah, they've all retired now.
Yeah, right, okay. Get them all to retire to the pits. Get them all to retire to the pits a sec. And we'll do it this way. Then we haven't got to faff about. Get them to... this is a nightmare, but hey ho. We can get past it. Get them to retire to the pits. You know what? And then just do a random if you have to. Forget the parade lap. If everyone's happy with it, do a random off the start and go. Because at the end of the day, we've accommodated that when it wouldn't be the best thing to do. Then do a random running off. There's somebody's car moving around all over the place. Can you see that number 8? It's just like... I don't know what's happening there to pressure. It's Kenny's, isn't it? I don't know what's happening there. Yeah. Let's just see here. Again, this is one of those things that happens. It's always a nightmare with PlayStation sometimes. Right, what I'm going to try and do is see if it'll give me... No, it doesn't give me an option. Let's just see. Let's just see. Let's just double check if he can do that. As long as he can do that, that's okay. But if not, we'll see what we can do on this. And then we'll see where we're going. It's not happening, is it, guys? It's not happening. So not a problem. That's okay. It looks like we're going to go for a new lobby for the 3rd time. So we're going to go for 3rd time lucky here. So it's basically, if anyone does get discoed from this one, then it's basically it's the end of. So there you go. There's the race result. Everyone came first. Every single person came first. I'm not going to save that race because it really wasn't much to watch, was there? But hey, that's the nature of PlayStation. It's how PlayStation 5 has better servers, and hopefully if they do, then they'll they'll have some other things that are better for us in terms of broadcast options, etc., etc., just to give us a little bit more in terms of options, etc. But yeah, it's one of them. It's third time lucky.
Okay,
we're going to see what we can do.
Another invite coming your way now.
Yeah, don't worry. I've got Discord up on my other screen so I can see everything going on. Hey, we couldn't have got it worse, could we? But it's not a bad doing. It's one of them things.
Yeah, but the guys must also
yeah, they need to be on the ball as well.
You know?
Yeah, they need to be on the ball as well. Saying,
every time I got to make a new lobby and.
Well, yeah, some people might have time constraints. It doesn't matter to me. I'll be honest with you. It's not a real big deal for me, but it could be for other people. I can't speak for everybody else. Other people might have a time frame that, this means that they can't race. Well, that's not their fault, is it? It's a bit bum when that happens. So, what we're going to do? Are you just going to go for a random start, or are we still going to stick with the parade lap?
Same as last time. So it's a random start, standing start, because if you do a rolling start, you can't change positions. They're going to do their own
you get penalties then.
Start.
Yeah. So you use a normal. We do that in some of ours when we do reverse grids. So basically, you just do the parade lap to get in position, and then at the start finish line, once you've completed the parade lap, bang, and we're off. And if anyone gets discoed this time, then. In the immortal words, tough shit. Don't mean to be horrible. I wouldn't like it. I'll be honest. I'm sure you wouldn't either. However,
but it's not an individual thing.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You've got to consider everybody. And
that's my.
We've wasted a lot of people's time.
That's my however thing, because at the end of the day, you've got to look at the fact that if there's 16 people on the grid and is it one person you put out or 15 people? I'm sorry, it's got to be the one, hasn't it? It ain't nice. It's it's happened to me before. I'm sure it's happened to you before. It's shit when it happens, but you can't legislate for it. You can't be in control of that. So, again, it's an unfortunate thing, but there are some things you can't control. And unfortunately, I don't have control of the internet and PlayStation and Project Cars 2 servers. Because trust me, if I did, they'd be much better than they are. But hey, that's... So, we know that we're going to have 15 people in here. The upshot is we're starting an hour late, but we've got an extra person. So, let's be positive here. Let's be positive on this one. So, make sure that everyone that joins, as long as I get their licensing coming up on there, then I know that obviously they're going to join the lobby properly, and they should be in. So, we should be good to go. Obviously, for those of you that don't know, it's a 45-minute race, although we've just spent 51 minutes not actually racing. But hey, it's a good practice anyway, isn't it? It's certainly a good practice for me to see whether I can talk absolute crap for 50 minutes while doing not very much more, which is actually really good, because I know I can do that anyway. So everybody's in. That's good. That's quite... I wish they all did that in the first place. That'd be really good. So I think we're going to say to people, if anyone's...
I hope everyone's got their cars correct.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do a quick flick. 1, 2, 3. I can see 3 Bentleys. Oh, what can I see? I can see 3 Bentleys. I can see 1, 2. I can see there. So we've got 3 Bentleys. We've got a full complement of Beamers, have we? There's 3 ATSVs, I think. 3 Beamers. 4... Oh, I can't bloody... I'm getting cross-eyed now. Yeah, there's 15 of them. That's how many we want.
We are missing Bajny.
We can't be. We've got 15 people.
Bajny. Okay.
We got 15. Yeah, Bajny's at the bottom there. Yeah, we got 15, which is what we had. Third time lucky, people. Are we ready for this?
Just double checking everyone's
I know you're getting paranoid now. I know, that's what I'm trying to look at. So I got You got the 2 red skylines, got the blue skyline, 3 red skylines and 1 blue. What just happened then? We got somebody extra. Oh, Kenny, we got a full 16. We have. Okay.
That's not possible because
we have got 16 people. Hang on, Shadow Britain just said I need an invite. Is he in?
Yeah, but he should only make 15 because we're missing Comaneci.
Yeah, because we got Jack, we got Ratek, we got Roy, we got Enzo, we got Marius, Berries, Sand, as I'm going to call him. We got Care Bear Matt, we got Pressure, Jerry Domon, your brother, Ballistic, Bajni, Kenny, and Shadow.
Oh no, because we're in the lobby.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry, yeah, yeah. Let's be a Mong.
We can let us in now.
So we've got 17, which is me and you means 15. Yes, good to go.
Now it's Shadow.
Is he in the right car? He's in
Germany,
yellow beamer. 2 of those.
Should be right.
Yeah, that's correct. We've got 2 of the sort of orangey yellow beamers and 2 of the proper yellow beamers. So yeah. Cross your fingers, cross your toes, cross your genitals, cross everything.
We're starting now, guys. What happens now happens.
Yeah, it's happening. Enzo's typing, which is something I didn't know he could do, but hey, it is what it is. Oh, he's just saying Bentley is ready. Right, fair enough. Happy days. We're all ready, for the at least 4 people in attendance and the minions watching from around the world. Not like Michael Buffer.
Sorry for the hold-up, guys, but the race will begin now.
Yeah, I needed money from the bank, so I had to hold them up. So, apologies. Oh, dear. At least I proved that I can still talk crap for 50 minutes for no reason whatsoever. I've been out of practice, but it comes naturally to me. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, dear. Natural verbal diarrhea. If there was a degree in verbal diarrhea, I reckon I'd have a BSc Hons. In the meantime, back at the ranch, so we're going to do a parade lap, just for the benefit of everybody. So, obviously, this will be one of the slowest starts ever seen on record, unless you're watching a bunch of OAPs pushing shopping trolleys. So the guys who are not in position are hopefully going to move across to the left in a sensible manner. The guys who are trying to get into position from the qualifying positions, which Kyle has readily taken note of because he's smart and he does these things, then they will use the parade lap to get in position. At the final corner, they will probably start to pick up a little bit of speed, but we won't go into the race until they pass that line. And there will be no overtaking beforehand, otherwise they will be severely censured, beaten with sticks, hung, drawn and quartered and thrown off a cliff. Or is that taking it too far? I'm not sure. Public flogging maybe. But that's what's going to happen anyway. And we've still got 15 people. And I hope we still have 15 people at the end. But we don't know, do we?
That would be great.
Look, after the way tonight's gone, as long as we get to the end, I don't really care. I think we'll have bets on who's the first person to hit a tyre bail. I'm going to go for Enzo. No worries, mate. If it's not you, I've got to pick somebody, haven't I?
Well, it's not going to be me tonight because I'm not racing.
That's true. It's not going to be me.
It'll be someone else.
Yes, this is true. And it's more fun when it's someone else, isn't it? So hopefully we'll be ready to go very, very soon. It's 1959. We're going to stop. Well, it's not 1959. It's 2020, but it's... So we're going to start at 8 o'clock. We just told you lies saying we were starting at 7. Ah, dear. Anyway, here we go. For the slowest start in human records ever. And did somebody actually jump that? Or is that like just... Somebody's car's doing a tango.
Yeah, somebody's car is going crazy there.
I'm hoping it's not.
But let's get on Kenny's view here because he will be leading the pack.
Yeah, he's going to be the pole sitter. So the guys are doing what they've got to do, which is...
Sure, you don't want to be called a pole sitter.
There are worse names. Look, we've got 4 people. 4 people are watching. Welcome, all 4 of you. Go and tell 4 of your friends, and they can tell 4 of your friends, and exponentially we'll have 5.8 million by the end of the race. Yeah, right, okay. Maybe we don't believe that. But 4 is good. 3's a crowd, so I'm happy to have 4, because if 3's a crowd, then 4's bigger than a crowd. So that must mean it's just like a huge gathering.
Well, it's definitely a crowd during COVID. I mean, this could...
yeah, true. We're not allowed any more than 2 people. We're not allowed any more than 2 people, so like...
they might try to break up this gathering.
Yeah, so unfortunately for the wife swapping parties, there's no spit roasts anymore until the end of this virus. Because that's 3 people and you can only have 2. Killjoys, aren't they? They spoil all the fun. Anyway, in the meantime, because you can't do anything else, and there's nothing else that's fun, and there's absolutely no sport on TV, which is disgusting. I'm sure coronavirus was invented by a woman, just deliberately so we can't watch sport. They can still watch their rubbish soaps because they're all recorded like years in advance. But we have no sport, so instead, Hannah's got disconnected. He's not the only one. I think it happened to 2 guys, but hey. Because we're down to 13.
Some people,
we
lost HVD sent.
Yeah, he's just put enjoy the race. Sorry, not Jack again. What's happening there? I wouldn't have expected him to have gone.
Some of the South African guys, we do have a problem with our wax cable again. That underwater cable that connects us to Europe.
Yeah, and they've forgotten the fact that it's like not waterproof.
Yeah, I don't know what happened because it was broken a while back and they fixed it and it's broken again.
So here we go. We're all ready.
All these servers, I'm imagining, would be in the UK. As it's a British
we're
game.
ready to rock and roll. I'm just looking backwards. I'm making sure nobody illegally overtakes, as much as I can tell. I don't think anyone did.
From what I've seen.
Yeah, it looks decent. This is where it's not got to be silly, guys. This is where it's got to be sensible. So Kenny gets through fine. Oh no! We got something there. I don't know whether that's berries. I think that was berries. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I'm not entirely sure what happened, but I think he got collected.
A bit of someone backwards there. We can see a BM backwards.
I think
probably Ratek. That's Ratek there backwards. Berries dropped back quite a few places. Yeah, he's sort of in the middle of the grid now.
I think Berries originally got collected.
Snuck through. He's up into second now.
Yeah, he's gained a few spots off that. Hey, sort of one person's misfortune.
He must have been about midway through the grid.
He just managed to avoid it all by he's got his car's bearing a little bit of war paint.
He's got a bit of battle damage.
Yeah.
I think only Kenny would have come out of that one cleanly.
Yeah, because he was in front. Yeah, he missed. To be honest, it looked like the first 3 got round. There was a Bentley and Berries, I think, were side by side coming round the corner because the Bentley was on a very narrow line coming in.
We got Marius is there, and that Bentley's going straight into the pits.
Yeah.
That's Marius going into the pits. He's picked up some damage. Another guy going in the pits there.
I thought it was him and Berries. It is. It's him and Berries. Yeah.
Berries is going into the pits.
Because I've got a feeling from what I saw.
PM, that could be.
That's going to be Ratek, isn't it? He's got no front.
No, it's Kebe. Oh shit! Look at that Cadillac in the back there. It's missing everything.
Yeah, it's like that Beamer just doesn't look like a Beamer, does it? It looks weird. And
that one Cadillac right in the back.
What was that? Oh, he's in the wrong. Is he in the wrong? What up?
You could have been in the wrong pit lane. That could be what happened.
Yeah, it could have been the wrong crew. You're right.
Bajny in that other Cadillac, he.
Well, in truth, it's going to keep it interesting, isn't it? Because it's not just one person. Look at that.
Marius, Bajny, Berries driving. I don't know if he's made it to his pit yet. This is a very long pit lane.
I think Berries was. Yeah, Care Bear's found it.
Care Bear drove into the wrong pit earlier. Obviously, it gets confusing with all the guys running out.
Man.
Berries is finished. He's on his way out.
Yeah, so what I thought happened, and again, you'll be able to, I'll record, I'll keep the replay as well as you.
That Bentley looks a bit damaged. That's Alienzo.
He's got no downforce. He's going to struggle with that. He'll need to pit.
He's doing some drifting there.
Yeah, because he's
going to have to pit this lap.
Yeah, he's He's not going to, you know. Oh no, yeah, he is at the last second.
The Shadow's in 5th. So Shadow's just jumped in the lobby, as you guys also saw earlier. He's up to 5th. Things have been working out for him by the looks of it.
Yeah, and like I say,
Ballistic is up in 4th. Chirito in 3rd.
Somebody
BT still holding on to 2nd there with Chirito behind him. And Kenny just seems to be gone. I can't even.
Yeah, he's in a world of his own. He's just going to get into his own little zone. It couldn't be more perfect for him, in all honesty. And I don't mean that horrible to anyone else.
Pretty much what he needed. No pressure on him.
Yeah, he can just trundle off and just metronome his laps out. The question is, I mean, you know yourself, to win this race, the person who makes the least mistakes is the person who's going to win, not necessarily the fastest. Sure. Although, to be fair to Kenny, he did put down the fastest. He did lay down the fastest lap in quali, but in truth, I think, barring a loss of concentration, even though we are this early in, it's definitely.
So we've got a battle here between Ratek and Rock. Rock in the Nissan there in the 22, Ratek in the BM chasing him down. But again, they're fighting for 6th place there.
But again, this is where the team thing comes in again. If this is just a normal individual race, you're thinking, oh, it's all over by the shouting in the first 2 minutes. It isn't though, because
there's still 38 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Kenny might romp away and take the win by a country mile. He might not, but he might.
He might hit the wall. He might have to pit as well.
He might hit some tyres. I think everyone's going to hit some tyres. I used to hate
another battle going on ahead here.
Yeah, ballistic. Yeah. There's a couple of battles here, isn't it? You've got 2 individuals, but it could be a 4th.
Ballistic trying to get ahead of BT and BT overtaken by Chirito. So it's a 3-way battle here.
And it's going to be tight, this, coming into the right-hander. I mean,
2 Nissans now trying hard to get past.
No.
BT snuck up there, but might have pushed Chirito there.
Yeah, it might have popped him into the tyres there, into the tyre bale.
But I think both Nissans slipped through.
Yeah, and then oh dear, where's he gone? Where's he gone?
Ooh.
It was his car. Was his car fudged? It was one of the caddies. It was one of the Cadillacs.
Fortunately for Chirito, he doesn't look like he's got a huge amount of damage. Let's see if he stays out there.
I think you can't tell is whether it's suspension damage that's a killer. You don't need to have much. Absolutely.
He did only hit the wall, I think, with the side of his car. And project cars, that normally doesn't do a huge amount of damage.
Yeah, you normally come out all right from that. It's front or rear, you're dead. Sideways, if you're gonna crash, try and crash sideways into something, because it's almost as if sideways doesn't count. It doesn't.
Yeah, because there's no meters. It's the only thing you're going to damage a little is your suspension, I think.
Yeah. Oops. Oh no, he's lost it. Yeah.
Chirito's into the wall there now.
I think he's tried to stay out with that, but I don't think he's. If he didn't have suspension damage, he has now.
Chirito falls down to 5th. Shadow sneaks in ahead of him there. Shadow in BM.
The thing is, this could finish anyway. There's
another Cadillac spins out there.
Was
at the top.
Was that a Caddy or a Bentley? I just saw green.
Cadillac, I'm sure.
I get confused by green.
Can't even tell who it is. There's guys in all different stages of the race here. I'm trying to figure out who it could be.
I wish they had the numbers on the bonnets. It'd be easier. Oh dear. Who's behind Shadow there? Was that Gerito again? He just needs to get. He just needs to get that car back to the pits. He needs to get that car back into the pits because
it could have been Ratek. No, Ratek is in a BM. Sorry, it could have been. Let's check who the Bentleys are here again. Oh, sorry, the Cadillacs. It could have been Bajny.
Yeah, because he's running back at.
He is. I think it was one of these liveries. It was either Bajny or it was HVD. Another possibility.
No, well he disconnected, didn't he? He got discoed, so it's not him.
It's probably Bajny then.
Oh, there's Bajny. Yeah, his car looks a bit. It looks like it's just broke into a house and found out that the owner's Mike Tyson. Yeah. It does look a bit worse for wear.
So we got Chirito in the pits there after hitting the wall. He hit the wall with the front of his car, as we said earlier. That gives you quite a bit of damage, making the car
I mean,
a bit
you can see there,
uncontrollable.
that BMW smile looks more like a grimace. It's like, dear me.
It didn't leave the factory like that, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. I love it when the guy puts that up, and it's like, that's to say that you can go, but actually you can't go. In the meantime, Kenny's got 30 seconds.
He's loving this.
Shadow's only 5 seconds off VT, so there's a little battle there. But again, and then you've got a 5-second gap to Ballistic. Then you've got 3 seconds to Ratek, which considering, I mean, the field is more spaced out than you would have normally expected. But I mean, that's just because of what's happened so far. However, as the race goes on and tyres get a bit worn, as he just hasn't made that corner.
Into the wall from Shadow.
There was no turn there. Oh, no,
and he drives out and he hits Bajny.
No.
Oh, that's not what you want to do.
No, you can't do that, man. No, you can't. No.
Don't come across again.
That's what I thought he was going to do then. You need to be able to see where people are, man. Yeah, stewards might be busy. That's all I'm going to say. Stewards could be busy. Oh, no, because whose car's that now? That's Shadow. That's Shadow. No, Shadow's the Beamer there, isn't he?
Shadow's in the BM. We're looking for the number of that Nissan. That could be... where's BT? No, BT's ahead, so it's Rock, probably.
Yeah, is it Rock? Yeah, it is. Was it? No.
Or Ballistic. It's Ballistic.
Yeah. See, he's struggling with that Beamer. He's struggling with that Beamer. He's all over the place. That needs to go back in the pits if he can get there. Because I think whoever's behind him...
we got a battle here. We got the 2 BMs and we got Ballistic. They're racing for positions here, I think.
I hate that corner. I really do. See, look, he can't... He needs the pit. He can't...
He seems to be hitting walls on all the corner
he's following
exits.
the wall all the way around because he's got to have suspension damage. He should be going in the pits because, in truth, he's probably a danger to everybody else, never mind himself. But we'll see. We'll see what the next lap pans out. I mean, amazingly to think we've only been going 13 minutes.
Man. Here's a battle. This is a close one now between Ratek and Ballistic. Let's see if Ratek can take it to the Nissan there.
On this track, I mean, unless you really, he's got him now because he's just hit the tyre wall. What I was going to say is the best thing to do is don't try and overtake somebody. Just sit behind him and wait for them.
He's through.
He's done exactly the right thing. You just sit behind him and wait for the mistake. Just sit behind and put the pressure on. Just sit there, because most people lose their nerve. And it's the easiest thing to do.
Especially on this track, there's so many corners you can overshoot.
Yeah, well, you daren't make a mistake. And because you're going, I don't want to make a mistake, what are you going to do? Make a mistake. And there's
a battle going on somewhere at the back. It seems to be Roy. And the Nissan, he's chasing down Marius there in the Bentley. Marius quite low down in the pack here compared to his fast lap times he was getting. He must have suffered from quite a bit of damage.
I think to be honest, I think it's messed up the field a little bit, and obviously it's worked out to Kenny's benefit. That's not his fault. At the end of the day, he's done everything. That's the benefits you get from being a pole sitter. Sit on a pole and you'll have a whole race to yourself. Oh dear.
Okay, but Marius seems to be pulling a bit of a gap now. He's getting away. I mean, where's Berries at the moment? Berries was also
fifth.
One high there.
He's fifth. He's 7 seconds off Ballistic. So he's going to try and chase Ballistic down. And Ballistic obviously is 3 seconds off Ratek. And the front two at the moment have got a bit of a cushion. Obviously Kenny's got 2 pillows and a cushion.
I think the only guys that haven't pitted yet then would be
front
Kenny, BT,
Ratek did.
Yeah, so it must have been everybody but the front two, maybe.
Oh, is that called weight reduction? He's just shed a bit of excess weight. That's another 10 kilos gone. So again, at least another 0.2 for a lap for that. And look at the wind resistance that he'll get from that now. That'll cool his engine down perfectly. You can shut everything else. Shut your radiator, Berries. You don't need it, mate. Because you've already got like a nice big gaping hole in your bonnet, which will do the job perfectly, I would imagine. In all honesty. But he's doing alright. Right, somebody else is pit in there. It doesn't...
Ballistic is going in the pits. He's lost the whole front of his car there. I think that was it lying in the middle of the track.
Yeah, I think that was a part of the weight reduction that we saw earlier, wasn't it? That's an interesting looking, like, bar. That's supposed to be like the collision bar on the front, isn't it? It looks kind of weird, but hey, it's there for a reason.
This is just to give you guys an idea of how long the pit lane is.
Yeah. I remember somebody saying... I remember someone saying that actually how long a pit stop takes. It's something like a minute, just to do a stop go or something stupid. Oh,
TTV missing his bonnet.
Yeah, he's
obviously needed to get a bit of air in there.
Yeah, oh dear. But yeah, that's more weight reduction going on. But again, it's maybe just needed a bigger air intake.
Let's see what's happened to Shadow now. Shadow dropped right down.
Yeah, he's 11th now. But he's only 3 seconds off.
I think one of the people that's come off worst from this is probably Bajny. Bajny's been. I think he was involved in that initial.
I don't think anything's missed him. I don't think anything's missed him.
Then he got obviously collected there by Shadow. So he is definitely not having a good race so far.
I think him and Care Bear Matt have also come off quite badly.
Probably. I hope for his sake he has a better race the rest of it and things start going his way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good day really, as he, all things considered. Bless him, but you know, he's still in there, he's still fighting, and with 27 minutes to go, anything could happen, let's face it. We're 13 laps in, we've done like 18 minutes, so we've got probably best part of roughly about a 30 lap race, give or take. Maybe a tad more. 32 maybe. No, not 32, but...
So let's see where all our fastest cars from each team are. Obviously we've got the Cadillac is leading the race. Kenny in the front there.
Yeah, right.
There goes a Bentley 78 is TT Alienzo. He's...
well, in truth, he's running around. Wasn't he still trying to run around with that Bentley with no rear spoiler? So it was inevitable he was going to die.
That was the beginning. I think he might have pitted since then. But he was missing his bonnet when we checked him earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, let's just say his car's a bit battered. I mean, it's got to be really, 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 really off-putting when you start getting lapped, like 13 laps in. So who's he coming up behind? Is that...
So this is Kenny trying to overtake Bajny now, so they're teammates. Bajny's just going to let him go through, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's got it under blue flags anyway, hasn't he? Whether he wanted to or not. But it's, let's say, Kenny's metronoming, lapping out his 121s. He's not having to go stupid, but he's still the second fastest guy on the track. The fastest guy out on track at the moment is Berries, 19.9 last lap. So he's Berries, he's got long enough to be able to... He's going to be on the back of Ratek, pretty much. He's like a second or two off him. So he's only about a few car lengths off him at this point in time. So in all honesty, he'll probably... I
think that yellow car might be Ratek, the one we just saw briefly.
Yeah, it should be. It should be his Beamer.
Yeah, it's about a corner or so.
Yeah, there's 7... Yeah, what we got in it? There's about 2 seconds in it, according to that timer, but it looks more than that, doesn't it? Looking from...
I think there he is with his lights on. That must be him. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So there's Ratek. We've got Berries chasing him down there. Yeah. So this could develop into an interesting fight.
He's probably the closest on track at the moment, apart from 8th and 9th, which is Care Bear and Shadow. There's about 3 seconds between them, but this is the closest battle at the moment for 3rd and 4th. Let's just see here.
So as it sits now, we have Cadillac in first place, Nissan in second place, BMW in third place, and Cadillac in fourth. Where is the Oh, the fastest Bentley at the moment is sitting in 5th place.
Yeah.
That's Marius.
And then
he's having a fight now. Is that Berries ahead of him?
It will be. Yeah, Berries.
He's
yeah, it is.
Hunting down Berries as well. So we got a fight there as well.
Yeah, their last 2 laps. Berries lapped in 120.751. Marius did 120.763. So there ain't much in that, and they're both lapping faster than 2nd and 3rd. So the potential is there for those two to gain in the time that we have left. If that keeps going and they were gaining 2 to 3 seconds a lap, then they're certainly going to pull down onto Ratek in 3rd, who's like 8 seconds ahead of them. But he'll probably be hoping that those two battling each other will take the onus off him. They'll take time out of each other by fighting one another and give him chance to get away. But it doesn't always work like that. But obviously the front two, like Kenny's got a 45-second lead on the field. So from his point of view, it's a procession to the finish, and just don't make a mistake.
I think Kenny's only worry at this point is overtaking back markers. Crash in front of him. That could be the only thing I think right now at this point that would affect his race.
I mean, in truth, if he's got a big enough lead on most tracks to be able to pit for new tyres and come back out, but not here. He'd need to get over a minute. If he gets over a minute lead, you could see him going in for tyres, for new ones, which would also probably give him a clear track.
You don't know if all of these guys took some of them might have changed their tyres when they went in that first time. Some of them might not have. So you don't know what guys have been doing.
No, and that's one thing. I wish you had that information when you're doing a broadcast, and also looking at tyre temps and tyre wear, just like you can, if you're watching Sky for the F1 or whatever. It'd be really nice to be able to see that. That would be
helpful if they could show that in the next game they make.
Yeah, it'd be really helpful from a broadcasting point of view, because the only things that you can look at, I think the only thing that you've got access to there is, obviously, if you put the speedo up, you can see how much fuel they're carrying, and that's pretty much it. There's not much else. There's not much else you can see.
And even those sometimes don't always work. Sometimes they are a bit buggy. No.
Yeah, sometimes they lie, like you can see there. I mean, obviously.
I was on board with someone the other day in the first-person view, and it showed that they were in reverse or something while they were going forward. So
that's just stupid, isn't it? But in the meantime, Marius is trying to put Berries under a bit of pressure. But like I say, all he's got to do is sit and hope. I mean, if Berries maintains the driving line, it makes Marius
is going to be applying pressure now. Yeah. Berries is going to see those big Bentley lights in his mirror. Yeah.
You just wind him up by flashing at him all the time. That's a proper wind up, that is. I'm here. It's like, but the potential is here. But if Berries maintains a racing line, it's going to be really tough for Marius to get through.
And that is Ratek just ahead of them as well. So this could
they're reeling him in.
To a three-person fight in.
It's less than a second now on Ratek. So this is definitely a 3-horse race. With regard to this is definitely a triumvirate.
Let's see where now they've also got. Is that a back marker there ahead? Or is that Kenny?
No,
it's Kenny.
Yeah, that's Kenny. Yeah. So somebody just swiped a wall down in the background. I'm not sure who, but somebody did. So Kenny's got through. So
this is. I mean, Kenny must be about a lap ahead, though. At least
he's virtually a lap the field. There's only the front. It's only the front 5, I think, that he hasn't lapped, allegedly, according to this. Because he's 1 minute 10 up on Berries in 5th.
Well, this could in fact be. Is that Marius now right behind? No, Marius.
Yeah, so that's Marius there.
Right. There's a Bentley back marker there. That must be TV.
Yeah, that's got to be Enzo, hasn't it? See, that's the thing. When people are being lapped, it doesn't show them on the. You don't see them on the thing. But I just hope that obviously he gives ground under the blue flag.
So
doesn't try and race these
there,
people.
I mean, back markers could hold guys up as well. So this is good for Ratek. He's managed to get through.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's managed to get
with no
past.
damage.
I'm sure Renzo's going to let his teammate through, but he's going to crash. No, I thought he was going to crash.
You don't know. It's a very tight track here.
Yeah, he's let them both through.
No, he's let everyone through.
Yeah, he's done the right thing there, which is fair enough.
Okay, so the battle here is now 3 cars, pretty much. You can check there. These 3 all fighting for 3rd place, basically.
And between
that Bentley is right
Marius
on the back of...
Was that...
No, that was
Enzo, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry, I'm getting confused now. Yeah, so... To be honest, that's left a bit of a gap between him and these 3, which probably suits.
But this is the fight to watch then.
Yeah, this is where it is at the moment. Looking at.
Wonder if
that was tight. That was tight. He might get through here.
Ooh, TTV in the back there again.
He might get through here. He might get.
I think Berries is sneaking up there on the side.
Yeah, well, he's getting a draft, isn't he? He's getting a bit of a draft.
He's definitely going to try and move somewhere, I think. He's just sitting there waiting.
I think he would have been getting a side draft off the wall. Between the car and the wall. That looked weird. But I know that's the graphics, it's not lag. It's just the way these graphics are. But these three are going to run. But between the 3 of them, if they're all going to run and test each other, then the 3 of them all sort of drafting each other could almost work sort of NASCAR-y. And help them to catch up with BT in second.
For sure, and if they're all pushing and they're using each other's lines, I was just thinking when I saw Kenny was ahead of Ratek, if Ratek was following Kenny's lines, maybe he would be getting faster laps as well. Right. So
see, that's what's weird. It shows Kenny in front of Ratek, but according to this, the gap is 1:14, which Kenny hasn't done a 1:14 lap. In fact, nobody's done anything like a 1:14 lap. That's where this game gets silly.
But I think Kenny's once again left everyone in the dust. He's setting a 1:19s there.
Yeah, he's the fastest. He's consistently. You've had Berries do an odd 1:19 as well during the course of the race. But what you'll find with Kenny, he'll be metronoming those laps out.
Also with no damage the whole race. So
he's just gonna. Oops.
Ooh,
a little bit.
He slipped there.
He put the pedal to the metal a bit quick there.
He's lucky he didn't hit the wall there.
A little bit overzealous. Yeah, he was a little bit overzealous.
Changed the race a little bit.
Yeah, I mean he's even. Yeah, he'd gone past. No, he hadn't gone past the pit entry. But he would have come out. He would have come out in a fight. Then at that point, he would have come out in a fight because he'd lose that 57.
He's still sitting in second for now.
Yeah, and again, all he needs to do is not be spectacular. Just keep churning out the laps and hope that the 3 guys behind him are all busy fighting themselves, which leaves him a free track. He's got a clean track. Him and Kenny have got a clean track between them. So these 3 are all dirty air.
So check there. Berries has managed to get past Marius at some point. So now he is on the back of Ratek. Ratek is holding on now. He's not letting anyone past.
Well, he's holding the racing line very well at this point in time. So, like I say, if you're holding the racing line, it is bloody hard on this track. Unless you get to outbrake somebody.
Very good racing though to watch. To cope with that pressure of Berries and Marius right on your tail.
I mean, it's fun to be involved in. Don't get me wrong. It's a riot to be involved in. It's when you're in these races, you get to the end and you really are sweating.
As you guys have got to remember, I mean, Berries and Marius were setting some of the fastest lap times on this track. So
he's trying to look to get the inside here, and he's got it. He's pulled it off.
But he's on the inside now. He needs to get across, and
he's done it. He's done it. But he's just taken a little slap on the side of the wall there. He got away with it, but he did catch a little slap there. But it was a good move. He had to go for it. And Ratek was really right on the gearbox then.
Is Marius going to be able to get through? That's the thing. I think Marius has the pace. It's just a matter of can he pull the move to get through somewhere here.
I mean, again, Ratek's going to try and... it's one... it's one of those things. So I'm just laughing at what somebody's putting on somewhere, but hey, it's. But no, these three, I think these three, barring any sort of weird disaster, these three are going to be there. But look at that gap coming down. Oh, front two are pitting. That's interesting.
Yeah, but they haven't pitted yet, I don't think. So they are just going to,
what's going on
now
there?
change their tyres.
Those two were next to each other. Did he just punt him into the pit?
Into the pit? I think he spun. That's Ratek there. Yeah. I don't know if he actually went or if he got pushed or spun.
Yeah, I didn't know whether he got punted into the pits there.
Yeah, that is a possibility. Who would have that been that he collided with?
Was that
Marius, I suppose?
Yeah. That might be worth looking at later. I think there's going to be a few incidents to look at later, but hey, it's Long Beach. These things happen at somewhere like this. No, I mean, you know in yourself, it's very unforgiving, this. You can go on some circuits, get something wrong, you just run out, you run wide in a bit, and that's how it goes. But you get away with it.
So with this pitting, Berries has moved up to second now. BT has gone down to, well, he hasn't come out the pits yet, and neither has Ratek, so we don't know if he's going to come out of the pits in fourth or fifth. Depends which one of them gets up, but Marius is through, Berries is through, so it's changed the leader board here. But we got Kenny still in first with plenty of time, Berries in second, Marius now in third. So it's sort of the guys that we were expecting to be out in front, I think. The two teammates out ahead in the Cadillacs.
It's going to make it more interesting now. It's kind of thrown it open a bit.
So Ratek gets out of the pits ahead of BT. But so BT can't be that far behind. There's BT in the back there.
See, Kenny still kept. Kenny had long enough to keep that going. But if BT's come out with fresh boots on, then if he's come out with fresh boots on, then
Ratek would have also, if Ratek did his tyre change, he'll also be on fresh tyres.
If they, again, that's got to give something. But it's one of those things you can see. It's just going to make it. I mean, second and third is still a good battle. You've only got 3 seconds between them, between Berries and Marius. Obviously, Ratek's just going to. Let's just see.
So now we're on with Ballistic. We haven't really seen what they've been doing here. That must be his teammate Roy ahead of him, or Rock.
Yeah.
I think they were involved in the big bulk of that collision on that first turn. So if that'll be why they're here. They're pretty much just trying to finish the race, I think.
But even so, it still gives, even if, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's galling when things happen and you're not involved per se in terms of from a normal race perspective. But again, the beauty of something like this is it doesn't matter where you are on the track, what track position you've got.
Just trying to work out which BM that is. That must be
behind Ballistic? It's going to be Matt. It'll be Matt. Yeah, it must be Matt. We lost somebody, but
I saw that.
But it didn't see where it came up on the side.
Who did we lose? Maybe they just retired.
Yeah, possibly. That's the thing. It doesn't tell you enough information, does it?
TTV. I think we lost TTV.
Yeah, he's busy trying to do his RSA Stage 2 on Discord, but hey, don't worry. People will be going, what's RSA Stage 2? For those of you that don't know, it's a typing qualification. To get better at typing. Ah, dear. So in the meantime, Kenny's still got his 30 seconds after his pit stop, so he's pretty damn comfortable in all truth. Again, Berry's now looking pretty comfortable in second place for the moment. Again, this thing at the side of me, I start talking, it changes all the damn thing. But let's see what can happen.
Let's see what's happened to Jarito there. We haven't seen him in a while. Jarito he looks like he's got plenty of open space all around him.
Yeah, he's quite comfortable.
Bit of a lonely race, but to be honest, on this kind of track, sometimes you want a bit of space.
Yeah, that's the best thing you can have on this track. It's not something you get afforded that often either. That car looks ready for the knacker's yard, doesn't it? If somebody gave you that, you'd probably say, no, I'd rather have a Citroen 2CV. Then again, maybe not.
There's a bit of a battle here. Something's going on.
Yeah,
it's Roy and Ballistic. Yeah, so
these
Gavin,
come, and that's obviously Kenny trying to get through, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's obviously Kenny, because I just saw him flash then. So
Kenny's flying. You can see him there. No, it's not Kenny.
Is it?
It's Berries.
Was it? Oh yeah, it certainly is.
That's Berries in second place. So he's obviously lapping the guys here.
Yeah. Oh, that was a big wiggle there. Big wiggle there. So where's Marius? Have we lost Marius then? Did we? Yeah, we did.
We must have lost TTV and Marius, because Marius has now disappeared out of the runnings here. So that means that I don't think we have a single Bentley on track. Let me have a look.
Yeah, because I think Marius has said like
Cadillac, BMW, Nissan.
Oh.
Kenny has made his first mistake there, by the looks of it.
Yeah, he just lumped. Is that Shadow? Was that Shadow?
Shadow's in a BM, I think. So that, let's see, Shadow.
Oh yeah,
Shadow's in a BM.
I'm not sure who that was.
That's pressure in the blue Nissan. Without the bonnet there, pressure.
Yeah, with the bits hanging off everywhere. He's like a zombie with leprosy, isn't he?
It's not like even really a Nissan anymore, unfortunately.
It's just a sun. He's gonna hit the tyres again.
I think the rest of it somewhere on the track, but Kenny is still looking good out in front there. Barry's in the pit.
Unless he's just gone, unless his tyres have started going and he's thought, you know what, with 7 minutes to go.
Where is Ratic here in comparison? No, he's on the back of the track, so I think Barry's is probably going to make it out of the pits before he gets to him.
Even with that very, very long run.
Yeah, he's getting to the end of the pits now. Let's watch him merge.
No, I mean there have been a few incidents. I will say that, and I kind of noticed some things. Some not always in the foreground, some in the rear ground. I think some people, and I'm going to say, I think
E.T. missing the front of his car there.
Again, didn't he mention it before? Didn't he go in? Oh no, it wasn't him before.
Maybe the Nissans came like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, just if you need,
of the Nissans looking like that.
If you need to eject a bit of extra weight, then just remove the front bumper.
But just looking at it, let's see how many cars are on track from each team. So we've got the two Cadillacs at the front. We've got,
so you got Kenny and Barry's.
BM. We've got a Nissan. So we have 4 Nissans out on track right now. I think we've got BT, we've got Rock, we've got Ballistic, and we've got Pressure. I think that's pretty much the only.
So you got 3.5. BMs? You got 3.5 out on track.
3.5. We got a BM there. Got another BM. So there's 4 BMs, 4 Nissans, and.
Yeah, what we
Where
got?
did HVD?
Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it.
Ooh,
I just think. I just think
he's gone into the victory box there.
Yeah, without the victory. I think his tyres are probably shot. Is this Kenny coming round?
There's Kenny there.
Yeah,
it's probably Barry's.
No, it's Barry's. Yeah, it is.
Barry's there.
So hopefully he'll just move it's not well, yeah, he'll get him on the straight here, so that should be fine. He should be able to. He might stay there and let Berries go. Just don't both move across at the same time. That's the worst thing. But he did the right thing. Yeah, it's the best thing to do is just, if you're the car getting lapped, stay on your line, don't move. The worst thing you can do if you're the lapped car is move. Because I just think the lap car, stay on your line, flash your lights so that the guy behind who's lapping you knows that you know he's there. That's the one thing.
If you're being lapped, the guy's obviously a lot faster than you are, so you'll be able to, as long as you don't make any stupid moves, get past.
Exactly. The sensible thing is don't brake, just take your foot off the gas. If you just lift off for about a second, that's all you've got to do. It's surprising what a difference it makes. Because the lap car will fly past you. Or the lapping car, should I say, will fly past you. So at the moment, it's.
But Barry's putting in some extremely fast laps.
Yeah, he's done an 18.8. Again, he's got fresh boots on, so he's probably punting them out. He's going to be. I mean, he'll certainly consolidate his second place, which I think after the start of the race, I think he'd have taken that. Best of the rest.
With Marius missing now, that's put BT back up to third.
Yeah. I think Marius was indicating that a back marker wasn't engaging in correct etiquette, shall we say. I'll choose my words carefully. But you know, at the end of the day, you want people to race hard. Hard's fine, hard but fair. You know, you can maybe get your elbows out a little bit, but that's about it. There's a limit. Shoulder charging is not allowed, or anything else. But at the moment, yeah, I think Berries will be quite pleased with how the sort of last 35 or 40 minutes has gone.
He made a very good recovery from that start. He was very unfortunate there in the start, getting involved in all that stuff quite early. I think had he not been involved in it, him, most probably Marius, and if Jacques had made it into the lobby, probably he would have had a battle actually, because he would have been starting at the back.
Yeah, but even so, that would have given him something to kind of bite on the bit for, wouldn't it? It would have given him sort of that little bit of extra impetus to go, right, okay. You've always got a goal, haven't you? Gain another place, right? Next goal, gain another place. Loads of little goals instead of one great big one. It's just, you know, it's like that old cliche, one game at a time. It's one person at a time, isn't it? Get past that guy, right? I've got past him. How many seconds to the next dude? And just keep churning them out, because you know that people are going to make mistakes. It's certainly on a track like this, you know, here more than most places. Still hasn't got a front to his car, but maybe they just said, nah, we're not repairing that, you don't need it. It's not an essential piece of equipment, so sorry, we haven't got it.
There's only like 1.5 minutes left, so you need to just stay out there that long.
Probably said, look, you're getting plenty of air to your radiator, aren't you?
Yeah, as long as he can just stay out there ahead of that BMW, which is behind him, then he should be fine.
Yeah, he's still doing all right there. He's got... What's he? Oh, these timings on this screen. Every time I go to look at them, they all go like all over the place. Right, that's better. 14 seconds. It's basically when somebody completes a lap and the other person hasn't quite completed it yet. It's all the figures change, which is really, really confusing because it says that someone's like 4 minutes behind when they are not. PlayStation, you lie a lot. No. But in the meantime, 32 laps under.
Also doing pretty well this race. He's just been very consistent, throughout.
Again, it's like, you know, the guys have been churning out in general 20s and 21s. Obviously, you'll get an occasional 18 and 19. It's like I say, Berries has got fresh boots on. He's pumping out.
I think the BMW guys, from when I was speaking to them before the race, they've also been struggling quite a bit with this track to get to grips with it. So we might see the BM a bit faster on some of the other tracks as the series goes on.
I think it's... Well, I say, having driven it, it does feel quite good. But it doesn't.
I quite enjoy it on Hockenheim, which is also in the series later on.
I think a tight turn circuit, that's easy for me to say, a circuit with tight turns like this, I don't think helps it. And I know you can argue that the Bentley's quite big and the Nissan's quite big, but I fancy that the Bentley is quite nimble, even though it belies its size, for want of better words. But again, it's down to setup. It's what you're used to. I'm more used to driving a Bentley than I am an M6. So again, it's horses for courses, I suppose. If you've got the right setup with it and get the right things.
So I think this now will be the last lap. So when Kenny crosses that line, it's over.
Yeah, it will be 33 laps in.
So if you also notice, it's an American car for an American track. Yeah. They're going to be taking their first home race.
This is true. I wonder if that'll pan out. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Can you imagine if that?
Keep our eye on that as we progress.
Keep your eyes peeled, lad, as they say. So here comes Kenny to take the first slightly broken checking flag. It's probably a more smashed flag.
Flies over that line. Barry's very close behind. Actually, Barry's making up a lot of time. He was actually probably catching Kenny.
Without being rude to Kenny, if you had a driver of the day award, the unofficial driver of the day award for me goes to Barry's for that. Because I think
he also finished there. He's crossed the line. Ratek crossed the line now.
I mean, that's just...
Shadow, where's Shadow sitting here? Shadow's at the back of the track. He's got a way to go. Ballistic is also at the back. Roy is over the line. I think he's crossed already.
Yeah, he has.
Matt's
just on his way around. He's just on his way around.
Chorito is... I think he must have crossed. He's going quite slow there.
He might just be going quite slow. He's just ambled his way across, I think.
He's using the wall to support his car there, I think.
He must be about 6 laps down, surely. He's got to be a few laps down. Let's have a look.
That's everything there.
So what we got? We got Kenny. See, Berries did a 1:18.8 towards the end there with a fresh boots on.
Let's check how many laps everyone's done here. So Kenny managed a 33. Okay, so actually Berries was a whole lap down, to be fair. So
1:18, yeah.
But he did start catching him, definitely, because Berries is also the only one to have done 32 laps. Everyone else, the majority, is sitting at 31 or 30.
3 and 31. Then, interesting to look at the number of pit stops. 1 for Kenny, 2 for Berries. I mean, again, you take that pit stop, you take a second pit stop out of Berries, it's best part of a minute, give or take, depending on whatever you're in. That makes it more interesting. Obviously, BT got the 1 pit stop. Again, he's got to be happy with 3rd place. It's not a bad run, that. Ratek, 2 pit stops. No, so otherwise would have fared better. Shadow, 1 pit stop. Ballistic, Roy with 1 pit. Matt, obviously, with 2 pit stops. Jerry, though, unfortunately for him, with 3 pit stops. So he might have done a fair bit better. It might have been a much closer race otherwise. I'm just saving a replay of that, by the way. Just... so that I've got one, it will do that. I think there's a few things to see there. I don't think it was uneventful, was it? For our first race, I don't think that was uneventful.
Not.
But I think, I mean, in the main, there were probably a bit too much impatience from 1 or 2. I'm not going to call people out in this, but there's a bit too much impatience from 1 or 2 people that made it a bit of a wrecking spree early doors. Other than that, I think once the race settled down, then it became what you wanted it to be. But I think early doors there were a few...
I think as the season progresses as well, it's going to get a bit cleaner. Obviously, guys are still also getting used to cars, getting used to how it all works.
True, but I think what some people maybe need to do, I mean, this is just me on the outside looking in and looking at it from my perspective. If I'm in a race, I've got everything on. So I've got my proximity arrows on. I've got the little timer above me, which even says, how far somebody is in front or behind me. I've got
that's what you want. On. And you want your spotter to call out to that. Oh, you just want everything to make it as clean of a race as there can be.
Yeah, every possible aid that you have got to help you know where other people are on the track, then the less chance you've got of being involved in a collision. And the less chance you've got involved in being a collision means the better chance you've got of attaining a decent finish. If you crash, you ain't gonna win. And that's why I always say, to finish first you must finish. But it's true though, you know, I mean, there's no point being the fastest guy on the track if like you try and dive bomb somebody in turn one and wipe out yourself and them, because your race is over and you just wreck somebody else's, which is a bit dumb. But hey,
sure.
In the main, it was, once we got going, it did all right. Congrats to Kenny for a gun to tape, or should we say a lights to flag win. Probably quite comfortable.
Okay, guys, thanks for joining us. That was the first round. We ran a bit over time there because we had to start a bit later with the restarts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next race next week, same time.
No, it'll be 7 o'clock, not 8.
It'll
or 8,
it'll
not
be
9.
8 o'clock GMT2. It'll be 7 o'clock GMT1 if you're in the UK.
And if you're on the International Space Station, it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.
Have a good week, people. Stay safe. Don't breathe anyone. Don't cough anyone. Don't even leave your house. Just keep yourself free and safe, and tune in next week and watch us enjoying ourselves. Cheers. Have a good night.
Cheers.